what to do when a winter alert is issued, to how to stay safe on wintry roads. The most experienced weather team in the Susquehanna Valley is preparing you right now, before the season sets in. The WGAL News 8 Storm Team is forecasting our future, and this is the Winter Weather Outlook.
Welcome. I'm meteorologist Christine Ferreira.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Joe Calhoun. Over the next half hour, we'll explain the different patterns that help us to predict the winter weather season, as well as to keep you safe and warm during the cold.
But we begin with the differences between impact and alert days. First, impact days. You'll see this yellow icon highlighting the time of day when disruptive weather is possible. During the winter months, it could signal light snowfall during the morning or evening commute or low impact storms. In addition, slippery conditions or unusually cold temperatures. Now, when you see this icon, this is an alert day. Dangerous weather is likely. This includes large winter storms, bitterly cold temperatures, and accumulating ice. An alert day is when you may need to alter your plans to stay safe. So, Joe, let's talk more about how we categorize storms.
Yeah, you know, it's not always about how much snow we get. It's how it impacts you. I often say, you know, an inch of snow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday, a lot more impactful than even 6 or 8 inches of snow on a Saturday night. So a low impact storm, yeah, may be slippery. You may have to change some plans a little bit, but that's an impact day, not an alert day. We go to an alert day when there's moderate impact storms. That's the hazardous travel, plowable snow, or maybe some significant ice, and then happening near or around those peak rush hour times. Now, difficult travel and significant delays come with a higher impact storm. This is when you start seeing schools canceling, and heavy snow and ice come with these storms, usually more than 6 inches of snow, and they occur during the peak hours. That's when they can be really a detriment. Now, the big storms, the big nor'easters, the dangerous storms, they're the major impact storms. It doesn't matter when they happen. It's a foot or more of snow. So they're the impacts we want you to be prepared for.
Meteorologist TJ Springer explains the differences among advisories, watches, and warnings.
How we classify storms across the valley is a big deal when it comes to winter weather, and how the National Weather Service issues those winter weather alerts is a big concern when we're tracking winter weather. We have winter weather alerts from advisories, watches to warnings. So let's dig right into this, shall we? We have 3 levels, so to speak: winter weather advisories, winter storm watches, and winter storm warnings. The advisory criteria is really for more nuisance type storms. Not expecting a lot of snow with these, usually about 2 to 5 inches on average. A little bit of ice is also a possibility. Winter storm watches, that's the next level. Level 2, we'll say. It's usually when we're expecting a bigger storm, a more impactful storm, and it means that warning criteria, winter storm warning criteria, is a possibility and may be met within 24 to 48 hours. And then winter storm warning, you know a winter storm is coming and it's going to be an impactful storm. It's expected, it's on the move, and that criteria is 5 inches plus, with any icy mix also being a possibility. When ice is a bigger concern, that's when we see the National Weather Service issuing ice storm warnings. It's only for freezing rain, and it means we could see 1/4 of an inch of ice or more. That's a crippling ice storm. It means things are going to be really bad on the roadways as well. Really can't be traveling on ice at all. Less common alerts, blizzard watches and warnings. Usually we think of, hey, heavy snow and heavy amounts of snow. That's not necessarily the case. It means we're going to have 1/4 mile visibility and 35-mile-per-hour plus winds for 3 or more hours to constitute a blizzard. So we'll see a blizzard watch get issued for blizzard conditions being a possibility, and then blizzard warnings issued for blizzard conditions being a likelihood. Another less common winter alert that we sometimes see across the valley is a snow squall warning, and that constitutes fast-moving snow showers for whiteouts that can make travel treacherous, and we'll have more on that coming up in just a bit.
Right now, meteorologist Ethan Houston breaks down the different types of winter storms.
We see the largest variety of weather during our winter months. However, the snow, sleet, freezing rain, and rain are delivered mainly by just 3 types of winter storms. We call them the 3 C's: clippers, cutters, and coastals. Let's start with clippers. Clipper storms form to our northwest, often near the Canadian province of Alberta. They usually are fast movers, and the storms are named after the 19th century clipper ship, which was the fastest ship of its time. Clippers usually bring minor snowfall to the region and deliver a fresh blast of cold air as they move away. Next up are cutters. These are storms that first move into the deep south, draw in warm air and lots of moisture. Then they cut hard to the north and move toward the Midwest or the Ohio River Valley. Storms like these bring mostly rain to the Susquehanna Valley, but depending on the depth of cold air, they can bring some wintry mix during the storm's arrival. Finally, we have coastal storms. Like cutters, these storms first move into the deep south, gathering warm air and lots of moisture. Then they head north. If there is high pressure to block an inland track of the storm cannot cut straight to the north towards the Midwest or the Ohio River Valley. Instead, the storm will travel near or along the coast. That puts the Susquehanna Valley on the cold side of the storm, and that can mean a major snowstorm. But not all coastal storms are alike. A coastal storm that hugs the coast will pull in warmer ocean air, often bringing us more of a wintry mix than all snow. Coastal storms can move so far to the east that the Susquehanna Valley misses out on the storm entirely. The perfect track for a coastal storm to bring major snow to the region is a path that is about a few hundred miles off the coast. The biggest snowstorms of all time here in the Susquehanna Valley all came from coastal nor'easters, including the record-setting snowstorm of late January 2016, which produced 30.2 inches of snow in just 2 days. So be prepared for the WGAL News 8 storm team to talk about clippers, cutters, and coastals throughout the winter. Back to you.
Before we head to break, we have some winter weather trivia, and we want to hear from you. When is the average first measurable snowfall in the Susquehanna Valley? Scan the QR code on your screen right now to submit your responses on the Storm Team Facebook page. The correct answer will be revealed in about 2 minutes. We will have more questions and the QR code when our winter weather outlook continues. Before the break, we asked you, when is the average first measurable snowfall in the Susquehanna Valley? The answer is December 1st for Harrisburg International Airport. For Lancaster, it is December 20th.
One of the hardest things to forecast is the type of precipitation. Here's Ethan.
There are 4 basic types of precipitation that we see in the winter: rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow. And to better understand why we see these 4 types of precipitation, we must look at the differences in temperatures between the ground and up into the clouds. Most precipitation in the winter starts as snow falling from the cloud. If the air stays below freezing for all or most of its journey, we see snow. Sleet occurs when there is a thin layer of warmer air between the clouds and the ground. Snow falls through this layer of warmer air, partially melts, and then freezes again as small ice pellets before it hits the ground. Freezing rain occurs when snow travels through a large layer of warm air and melts into rain. It then hits a very thin layer of freezing cold air at the surface. The rain then freezes on contact with whatever it touches. This is when we see our ice storms. Finally, when snow travels through a large layer of warm air from the clouds to the ground where temperatures are above freezing, we simply see rain. I'm WGAL News 8 Storm Team meteorologist Ethan Houston.
Well, now it's time to get your home ready for winter. Consumer reporter Brian Roach is on your side with some tips.
In the wintertime, your biggest enemies are your doors and your windows when it comes to heat loss. And there's several ways to check these to see if you are losing any heat. One way is to buy a thermal handheld imaging camera. They can get a little pricey. A cheaper alternative is to take a candle, light it, and hold it near a door or a window. And if you see it flickering, too much cold air is coming in. If you have an air return system in your house, you're going to see 2 vents like this on the wall, one near the ceiling and one down near the floor. In the wintertime, you want to close the top one, but open the bottom one so it pulls in the cold air and reheats the house.
Try to bring in your outdoor furniture, including your grill, but keep the propane tank for the grill outside. If you can't bring it indoors, try to get a heavy-duty winter cover for it.
Yes, we call them rain gutters, but the gutters on your home are actually a little more important in the winter, and that's why they should be cleaned out before the snow falls. As you can see here, this gutter is all jammed up with needles from this nearby pine tree, and here's why that's a problem. As snow melt comes down off your roof in the wintertime, it's going to build up here in this gutter that's all clogged up. That'll create what's called an ice dam. The ice goes underneath the shingles that are here on the roof and then can create some serious problems in the interior walls of your home. If you have screens on your windows, you may want to consider removing them. Obviously, you don't need them in the wintertime, but if blowing snow gets in behind that screen and the thaw and freeze cycles could build up a block of ice and rip out the bottom of your screen. Two final quick tips for you. Always make sure you have an annual maintenance check done on your furnace before it conks out, and when you have that done, make sure you change the air filters as well. Good tips to help you stay warm this winter. I'm Brian Roach on your side, WGAL News 8.
As we head to break, here is our next trivia question. When was the coldest winter on record? Scan the QR code on your screen right now to submit your responses on the Storm Team Facebook page. We will have the answer when the Winter Weather Outlook returns. Before the break, we asked you, when was the coldest winter on record here in the Susquehanna Valley? It was the winter of 1917 and 1918, with an average temperature of just 24.1 degrees. Our current average winter temperature is 33.2 degrees.
Man, I wasn't even around back then, but you've heard about the wind and the cold making the wind chill. TJ explains what it means.
Winter across the valley often means blustery conditions and cold air. When you combine the two, we're talking about wind chills. Let's dig in a little more on how that actually works and how it impacts our body. Our bodies lose heat through convection, or really transferring energy through the air around us. And we often have a little bit of insulation, so to speak, when there's not a wind blowing out there. But with little to no wind, we keep that layer around us and we stay a little bit warmer. It doesn't feel as bad to you and I as you head outside. Say the temperature is 20 degrees. The wind is calm, it's going to feel like 20 degrees to you and I if you head outdoors. But that wind starts to pick up a little bit more, and say we have a 10, 15, 20 mile per hour wind. Big changes are going to be felt, and you're going to need likely a heavier jacket because it's going to feel worse. When it's windy, that moving air breaks up that insulating warm layer around our body. We're talking about a 20 mile per hour wind here. With that, it's going to feel much worse on your skin. It speeds up the heat loss, making you feel much colder. And in this case, it's going to feel more like 4 degrees outside. So bundling up, wearing the heavier jackets, the gloves and hats are going to be things you want to do as we deal with this cold and the wind here across the Susquehanna Valley.
We want to make sure you avoid hypothermia and frostbite. News 8's Kate Merriman went to the experts.
How do you spot hypothermia or frostbite? Symptoms of frostbite can include itching, red, white, or pale skin, and even skin that becomes hard or waxy looking. Symptoms of hypothermia will start with being cold and shivers. Worsening symptoms include cognition decreasing or even confusion, and potentially thinking you are overheating, leading to removing clothes. To prevent hypothermia, you need to be protected from the elements of the environment. Think facial coverings, layers, and hat.
Most of our heat's generated through our muscles and our internal organs. Most of our heat loss comes from the lungs and the skin.
You can prevent frostbite very similarly. To provide first aid before reaching a hospital, ditch the wet clothes and warm the body. However, if it's frostbite, make sure the new environment has consistent heat.
You don't want to re-warm a body part if there's a risk of it refreezing. It's actually better to let the body part stay cold until you can get to an environment where you know that the rewarming will be a constant moving forward.
Dr. Levy says to also avoid rubbing the body part because it can lead to more damage. Kate Merriman, WGAL News 8.
Here is our next trivia question. Where is, on average, the snowiest place in Pennsylvania? You can weigh in on our Facebook page by scanning the QR code on the screen, and we'll have that answer and the WGAL News 8 Storm Team Winter Weather Outlook forecast after the break. Welcome back. So where is the snowiest place in Pennsylvania on average? It is the Laurel Summit on the Somerset and Westmoreland County line. The summit averages a whopping 142.2 inches of snow a year. During the 2009 and 10 season, the summit received 217 inches of snow.
Well, driving in winter can be dangerous, but one winter event can change conditions in seconds. Ethan explains.
Snow squalls are intense, short-lived bursts of heavy snow. They are accompanied by gusty winds, which can cause blowing snow and quickly reduce visibility, leading to whiteout conditions. Often because of these heavy snow and strong winds, temperatures drop quickly, leading to a flash freeze, and snow can quickly cover roads. This quick freeze-up, unfortunately, can lead to large pile-up accidents. This was the scene of an 80-car and truck pile-up along I-81 near Minersville, Schuylkill County in March 2022. 6 people were killed and 24 people were injured. One portion of I-81 was closed for more than 40 hours. Sadly, 3 people were killed in this 50-car pileup on I-78 in Lebanon County in 2016. So what do you do if you encounter a snow squall? Slow down. Turn on your headlights so others can see you. Don't slam on your brakes as roads may be icy. The National Weather Service advises you to take the nearest exit off a highway or pull over where it's safe, like a parking lot or a driveway. Snow squall warnings began in 2018, and they look like this. They are a polygon box similar to a tornado or severe thunderstorm warning. A warning may be issued for multiple counties in the path of the squall. Warnings are typically short-lived, and if you're in the warning area, you may receive an emergency alert on your cell phone similar to a tornado warning or a flash flood warning. Back to you.
Yeah, squalls can be dangerous, but before you hit any snowy streets, prepare your car now. News 8's Paola Tristan-Aruda has some safety tips.
Bad weather and slippery roads can make driving a disaster. So when driving this winter, here are a few things you should do and some things to avoid. For do's, do keep an emergency winter travel kit with you in your car. It should include all the basic things like water, snacks, blankets, warm clothes, and things like a small shovel, jumper cables, and a first aid kit so you can be prepared for whatever happens.
Being prepared for a variety of conditions out there on the roadway, you never know what's going to happen. It may not even be, inclement weather related. It could just be cold out, your car breaks down.
Don't forget to keep your gas tank half full and check your tires before hitting the road. Officials say a lot of issues can be avoided that way.
Please check your winter tires or tires that you have on your vehicle now. We always have a saying, those of us that do this, that the first storm is always the worst. I can tell you a lot of that is because folks haven't checked their tires. They haven't checked pressure. They haven't checked tread since last year.
If you are out in bad weather, do slow down and increase the distance between your vehicle and the one in front of you. You also want to use extra caution when it comes to bridges and overpasses. If you want to know what roads have any commercial vehicle restrictions, where snowplows are, or if there are any speed restrictions because of winter weather, you can go to 511pa.com for all of that information. I'm Paola Tristan-Aruda, WGAL News 8.
Well, if you're a snow lover, last winter was another letdown. Let's take a look back at temperatures. Based on average temperature in December, January, and February, it was above average, the 20th warmest winter on record officially in Harrisburg. The lowest temperature recorded was 9 degrees on January 16th and 27th, and the warmest was 68 on December 11th. The big takeaway is our longest stretch, with highs below 32 degrees, was only 2 days. On to snowfall, only 16.4 inches. Of course, well below the average in Harrisburg of nearly 30 inches. Our biggest storm was a measly 5.5 inches between January 6th and 7th. And although we had a trace of snow in April, the season sure underperformed. All right, Joe, what's in store for us this season?
Well, Christine, what we look at is the tropics for the longer range kind of forecast, especially for the winter. This will be the third winter with La Nina weather conditions, a La Nina pattern across the tropics, the equatorial Pacific. I'll get to that in a second. This is only the 4th time since the 50s that we've had 3 years in a row with La Nina. I've looked at all those years. Nothing remarkable kind of stands out. So we think it's going to be an average La Nina winter. That means these waters over the equatorial Pacific, they're cool. What that does, it weakens the southerly jet, the subtropical jet that sometimes can bring us a lot of moisture that can combine with cold air for big storms. The real dominant jet stream will be the polar jet stream. Yeah, that can sometimes bring us cold, but it also can lock the cold up into the Arctic. We think there's going to be a very active Pacific jet, kind of like last year. And what that does, keeps the cold up into the Rockies, but it brings wet weather not only in the Ohio Valley, but also good news for the folks in the Pacific Northwest. As far as we're concerned, we could be in that wet weather. I think it's going to be a little farther west. It's going to be milder than average, so not a great year in terms of snow. So in terms of the winter outlook, not much change from last year. It's going to be a lot like it. Average to maybe slightly above average temperatures, average to maybe a little drier than last year, below average precipitation compared to normal. In terms of snowfall, I didn't change this from last year's forecast, 20 to 30 inches. And again, as Christine told you, about 30 inches is our average. When you compare it to last year, everything is similar. Energy use will be about the same, so will travel impacts, road treatment, no different there, and school disruptions will be minimal the way we see it at this point. The big takeaways for this winter, I think we'll have temperature swings. I don't think we'll have those cold periods where we go weeks at a time in the cold, like Christine mentioned. Last year, only 2 days stayed below freezing. Now, we'll have more of those mixed events. Again, much like we did last year. That means there may be snow going to rain or kind of a mixed bag of precipitation. And there's a possibility of some ice storms. Now, it will be colder than average, I think, earlier in the winter. We could start to warm back up as we get later on into February, going into maybe even the early spring. Another big takeaway for you snow lovers, no big coastal storms or the nor'easters. They look very much unlikely, again, for this winter. So the bottom line is, what you see is what you get.
We haven't had a good snowstorm in a couple of years, Joe.
Yeah,
2016, the last one I can remember.
Seems like since I had hair, right?
We've had one before.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, thanks so much for watching WGAL News 8's Winter Weather Special.
Thanks for joining us.